So what are some other resources if the students want to get, if a new student or someone new to UpLevel wants to get more involved? How can they get more involved? How can they be more a part of what we're trying to create with UpLevel?
Sure. At the end of the day, UpLevel is definitely there for the students. So we've tried to provide several different areas of resources to make it easier for them. One of my favorite, and that we've put a lot of time into, is just the different video content, including this one, right? All of the curriculum up to black belt is on YouTube, and that's something that we talked about even like charging the students for, and we decided, you know what, no, we're gonna provide all of this as part of the program. So there is hours of content online on the YouTube channel for UpLevel. There is the Black Belt Manual, which is all the curriculum written out, all the forms, all the grabs listed out, requirements for your Black Belt test, all of it in a manual that again is provided as part of your training. The Life Skills Manual as well, which is provided, which goes over the 9 different life skills that we cover in class, but it's that added resource that you can use at home and do the assignments there as well. Yeah.
A good way I like to think about those 2 manuals you just mentioned, the Black Belt Manual and the Life Skills Manual, think about those as the 2 textbooks. The Life Skills Manual is mandatory. It must be completely filled out in order to get your black belt, and you have to know all the curriculum that's in the Black Belt Manual, right, to be able to get it, and it's supported by the YouTube, so I love that.
I think the ultimate resource is just the instructors, right? Like, they're there for the students, and whether that's karate-related questions or even just personal development questions, you know, how to deal with some things with your kids. Like, at the end of the day, the instructors want to be a part of that. They want to hear from you, and feel free to go to them with different concerns and questions. And
so it's also important to note, though, and I think everybody needs to know, that when an instructor at UpLevel becomes an instructor, they have a system that they have to go through, just like the students go through their belts to become a black belt. There's another system, another path that the instructors go through to become an instructor, and it includes training on much more than just martial arts. It includes training on time management. It includes training on conflict resolution. It includes training on psychology. There's a psychology piece to it. It includes training on peak performance. It includes training on bullying. So, I mean, all of our instructors, for example, are required to go and train with Anthony Robbins, who is one of the top foremost in the world peak performance coaches. So we send all the UpLevel staff to go train with him because we want them to come back and be able to impact the students with his techniques and trainings on peak performance. So it's important that, I can think of several times when someone would come to me and, they would come to me and they would say, hey, I've got a challenge with a job. It has nothing to do with martial arts, but I felt equipped because of the training system that we put our instructors through and that I've been through. Then I felt equipped to be able to handle those situations. So I love that people come to us, and I love that we get to mentor people, not just in martial arts, but in if someone's bullying your kid, if your kid is not getting better, not getting good grades at school. We are here as a mentor, as a life coach, if you will, as a coach. And all of our instructors are handpicked, and they're handpicked based on their character. They're handpicked on their desire to learn and become better. And we also, when we hire someone to UpLevel, we're looking for someone that can stand on the mat, and you can look at as the parent, you can look at your child and say, or if you're just a single adult in class, you can look at the instructor and say, I'd like to be more like that one day. That's a role model for me. And so the role models, the instructors that you have are like you said, Mr. Tim, they are one of the biggest resources we have in our school, for sure.
I think another resource would just be the student body itself, whether it's your classmate that's going to be there to support you. And we get to see it all the time. These students become great friends, and they're over at each other's house for dinner and helping each other out with this and babysitting each other's kids. Like, that becomes a resource, not to mention just the different instructor trainees that are around the school, that are helping in the class.
The Blue Jackets.
Those guys are there to help you as well.
What other resources are available to students? I would say one of the other ones is that we've started, and that's growing, is our online Facebook community. And it is a place for all martial artists, and even if they're not martial artists, honestly, your friends, your family, your community, to be in a community on Facebook that is positive, that's uplifting, and that's encouraging, and where we share kind of the direction and what's happening with UpLevel. So I would say that is another positive resource that you can use and that we invite you to take advantage of.